Okay, let's do a little math review. First of all, math on a real estate exam is no big deal. What do I mean by that it's no big deal? Well, to pass the national portion of the real estate exam, which is half of your passing the exam, you need to obtain a 70% passing rate. Mathematically, that means since there are 80 questions on the test in the national portion, you could miss 24 questions and still get a passing grade. Most of your math will occur on the national portion in these 80 questions here. You may get a couple of math questions in the state exam, which is 40 questions, but chances are it's going to be right in here. Other states that use different exams have a similar formula, and what I mean by that is 70% passing rate is usually the passing rate for your state that you're taking your national test and your state test in, and the ratios are about the same because on virtually every real estate exam across the nation, you'll see about 8 to 11 math questions on it. Now, what does that mean? Well, if there's 8 to 11 math questions and you could miss 24 questions, then simple math tells you that you could miss every single math problem and still pass the exam, but you better have a good handle on the rest of the material. So what I'm saying, math is no big deal. What I mean is many people freak out over math more than any other single topic because it's not something you use all the time. But what I'm telling you is it's not that big a deal. You could miss every single math question. Now, does that mean don't worry about math? Oh, absolutely not. Because math is really cool because it is one thing on the test that you can work with your calculator and come up with the answer and know for sure that you're absolutely right. So please pay attention to this simple little math review and I'll give you some tricks on how to get through it. Math tip, you can take your calculator. That's right, you could take your own little calculator that you know how to use. Now, if you're an engineer and you have your engineering calculator and you're familiar with it, you know how to use it, great. Take your fancy engineering calculator, that's fine. If you are a financier and you're used to using an HP 12C, use it every day, understand how it works, understand reverse Polish notation, no problem, take your HP. If you are not an engineer or financier, do not take a fancy calculator. Take a simple little calculator. As long as your simple little calculator can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, you're good to go on the exam. You don't need a fancy calculator. The worst thing that you could do is to go down and buy a brand new fancy calculator. Pay $150 for it 2 nights before the exam, and then spend all your time trying to learn how that calculator. Foolish, unnecessary. Do not take a solar calculator, because you may be in a dark spot of the room and not being able to use your calculator is going to freak you out. Take a calculator that is simple and easy to use. That's all you need for the real estate exam. You know, I once had a student that was so math phobic that she was totally afraid to go to the exam because she knew that the math would kill her. I kept telling her it was no big deal and she'll be all right, only 8 to 11 questions. Well, unfortunately, she went the exam and she flunked. And she called me on her cell phone after the exam and says, "Hey, guess what? You lied to me." And I says, "Oh, no, I didn't lie to you." She said, "Yes, you did, because see, every single question on that test was a math question." I said, "Impossible. The computer would never let you have that much math on the test. There's an algorithm. The computer chooses the questions for the test, and it would never give you that much math." She says, "Oh, no. Every single question was a math question. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, every question had a math component to it." Absolutely worst case of math phobia I've ever seen. She saw that number and freaked out, couldn't answer the question. Don't let that happen to you.